Now, if you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, you should probably go back and watch it, give you a better understanding of where we at here now. This is part 3, my 40-year journey dealing with the narcissists in my family. At this point, when I cut everybody off, family, friends, all my neighbors, I'm staying in the house. I finally get a moment of clarity where I can think straight and look at my situation. Still having problems financially because the narcissist still controls finances. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, why am I going through this situation? I get more than enough money every month to live comfortably on. I lived at the narcissist's house. I actually paid her rent to live there and was still able to do everything needed and wanted to do. Why am I going through this now? I started looking at how much money the narcissist is actually giving me to live on versus how much I'm actually getting. And I'm like, wait a minute. So at this point, I started asking the narcissist for more of my money. And when I started doing that, things started changing. Life got a little bit better. At this point, I'm 16 already. And because we were still having problems with everything, a clear mind now, I'm starting to remember how I actually grew up. We always had a house full of food. Freezer was always full, refrigerator full, cabinets was always full. So how can I do what my mother did now as a 16-year-old? We would get sales papers from probably 7 or 8 different stores in our neighborhood. And I started looking through these sales papers and looking at all the different things that was on sale. And I picked out the best sales from the best stores. Like, just for example, back then they had canned goods, 5 for $1. I can buy 30 or 40 cans. We used to drink Kool-Aid a lot growing up. So Kool-Aid at the time was like 10 for $1. So I said to myself, take a big picture of Kool-Aid. We use 3 packs of Kool-Aid. So if we made a pitcher of Kool-Aid every single day for a month, that's 90 packs of Kool-Aid. So if I spend $10, I can buy 100 packs and we never run out of Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid needs sugar, where they had 5-pound bags of sugar on sale for $1 back then. So if I spend $5 on sugar, we got enough sugar to last for a month. I just continued on with every single thing we used. Like, there was always a store that had 40-pound boxes of chicken. Sometimes it's chicken wings, chicken breasts, sometimes whole chicken. I'm going to buy a 40-pound box of chicken. But it just kept going. They had bacon for $1, buy 10 packs. Everything that you need from all your non-perishables. Found the cheapest meat market, downtown Detroit at the time. They had a lot of meat markets. I found the cheapest one. It was called Mr. Foods. It was on a street called Rydell. I would go down there. I grew up eating steaks, and I still love steaks. So they had slabs of steaks, T-bone, ribeye, and porterhouse. They was price range between $20 and $40 per slab. I would slice them up. And the way it would come out is that if you bought a $20 slab, you got 20 steaks. If you bought a $40 slab, you got 40 steaks. So what I would do is get a slab of T-bone and a slab of ribeye. So then I would buy like 15 pounds of ground beef, and I ate pork back then. I would buy a big old slab of pork chops that was longer than both my arms. And so my routine every month became go to meat market first, and then I would stop at 3 to 5 grocery stores on the way back home. And at this point, this became how we shopped from then on, and never had a problem with food again. Now, I'm 16 years old at this point in time. I taught myself how to grocery shop. Now, here's the thing about this story here, right? Is that once I learned to grocery shop, we got fat. And when I say we, because one thing I did fail to mention is that I was a teenage father. My son and his mother going through this with me as well. So we got fat. I went from a 150-pound kid to 215 pounds in 2 months' time. The narcissist was the one that actually told me how much weight I was gaining. Here's the thing about this. To this very day, the narcissist tells this story to people, even 2 of my children. He never tells the part about how I taught myself to grocery shop, and from that point on, we never had a problem with food again. She just throws the story out there. We went through times of not having food and make it out like we were some sorry, no good people because of what we was going through. When in fact, we never would have been going through any of this had the narcissist not been a narcissist and been giving me enough money for me to live on in the first place. It never would have happened. Now, once I got this food thing out the way, I'm starting to budget to make sure having everything that we need, which I couldn't do before because the narcissist had so much drama going on to a point where I couldn't even think straight. But see, now I cut everybody off thinking now to the narcissist, getting more of my money to make life a little better for us. Stay tuned. Part 4. About to get real deep here in what the narcissist was doing.